Hello, mathematicians. Today we're talking about decimal fractions in expanded form. Now, this is something that sometimes confuses some students because it can be slightly different than writing out regular whole numbers in expanded form. Well, let's start there. Let's say you have the number 200. Let's do 200. I don't really like that too. Let's do it here. 256. Okay, it's a regular whole number, and to write it in expanded form, we write 200 plus 50 plus 6, and that is because we've got two groups of 100 here, 5 groups of 10 here, and 6 groups of 1 there. And another way to think about it that will help us as we approach writing decimal fractions in expanded form is 256 equals 2 groups of 100, which is 2 times 100, plus 5 groups of 10, which is 5 times 10, plus 6 groups of 1, which is 6 times 1. And that might help us with decimal fractions in expanded form. And just to look at, in a way, what expanded form is. Let's say we have the number now, it's 256.12. Okay, well now we have a number with a fractional portion, 256.12. And let's just revisit what our decimal places are. Well, here we've got ones. Let's start with the whole number part. Here we've got tens, and here we've got hundreds. And here we've got tenths. I like to emphasize the th sound in the decimal section. And here we've got hundredths. Here, right? Now, just remember, by the way, that this first number to the right of the decimal point, some people think it's the ones. It's not. It's the tenths. And do whatever you need to do to remember that that first number to the right of the decimal point is actually the tenths. And another way to really understand what this means is, well, the ones really means times 1. So if you have six ones, it's 6 times 1. And the tens, well, think of that as times 10. Now notice that as we go in this direction, we're multiplying, we're working in base 10, and we're multiplying by 10. So here with the tens, we multiply by 10, we multiply 5 by 10 to get 5 groups of 10. And here it's times 100 because we're dealing in the hundreds. But now in the decimal section, we go in the reverse direction where with the tenths, we're actually dealing with 1/10. So this 1 over here is actually 1 times 1/10. And if you haven't learned how to multiply fractions yet, that might be a little bit confusing for you, like how is 1 times 1/10 0.1? But for now, just know that we're going in the order of we're basically dividing by 10 as we move to the right. Every time we move to the right, we are dividing by 10. So 100 divided by 10 is 10. 10 divided by 10 is 1. 1 divided by 10 is 1/10. And before I forget, I want to make sure that you know that this means it's 1 times 1/10. And then 1/10 divided by 10 is 1/100th. So the hundredths is actually 1/100th. And so this is actually, this 2 in this number is actually 2 times 1 over 100. Okay? So let's just work with what we've got here. And let's go to this number, 256.12. And the way to write it in expanded form is we're going to go back and look at our example over here, 2 times 100, 5 times 10, 6 times 1 gives us 256. We're going to look at that. And now let's get to it. So 256.12 equals, we could say it 256 and 12 hundredths. That's another way that we can think about it and say it. And it equals in expanded form. Well, it equals 2 groups of 100, or 2 times 100, plus 5 times 10, because we have 5 groups of 10, plus 6 groups of 1, or 6 times 1, plus, and now we are getting into our decimal section here, plus 1 group of 1/10, or 1/10, plus 2 groups of 1/100ths, or 2 times 100. That's what I'm missing, the multiplication sign, or 2 times 1/100th. And that gives us 256.12, or 256 and 12 hundredths. And so that's one way of writing a decimal fraction, and a number in decimal notation in expanded form. And another way to write this as well, a way that I actually think it's personally for me, it's easier, is I just do 200. So let me keep the number in your visual view. 200 plus 50 plus 6 plus, and now we're getting to the decimal part of the number, plus 1/10, because that's what this number represents. It's 1/10. And then plus 2 100ths, because that's what the 2 represents in that part of the number. Now let's do some quick practice. Let's say we have the number 32.178. Okay, how do we write this in expanded form? Well, it might help to remember what each part of the decimal part of the number represents. So remember, the 1 here is the tenths, so we'll write tenths, which equals 1/10. Then here we've got hundredths, and you've all got your your decimal place value chart, so you can also use that to help you. And here we've got the thousandths. And if it helps, you can also put this part here. You've got your, tens, your ones here. Maybe I should put the multiplication sign in. And here you've got your tens. So now let's try to write this number in expanded form. Well, we've got 3 groups of 10 plus 2 groups of 1, plus, moving to our decimal portion, well, I'm going to start with the tenth section, so that's going to be 1 times 1/10 plus 7 times 1/100th, plus, I got to go to the next line here because I'm running out of room, 8 times 1/1000th. There you have it. And another way to write it is 30 plus 2 plus 1/10 plus 7 100ths plus 8 1,000ths. 7 hundredths plus 8 1,000ths. There we go. And so there you have it. Let's do one more quick practice. Let's do the number 0.469. How about that number? 469.469. And just a quick tip, this number equals 469. Well, let's count our decimal places? Well, we've got tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So we know we're in the thousands. So we've got 469 thousandths, right? 469 thousandths, which is equal to 4 tenths plus 6 hundredths plus 9 thousandths. And another way to write this in decimal, this decimal in expanded form is you've got 4 times, let me do it in another color actually. I like to be colorful. 4 times 1/10 plus 6 times 1/100th plus 9, oops, I always forget my parentheses, plus 9 times 1,000th. All right, that's it. All right, mathematicians, I hope you found this helpful. We're going to keep working on it if you did not, because this is something that is both important and can be a little hard to grasp, but we're going to keep working on it and we're going to get it. So till next time, bye mathematicians.